Hi there, this is Josh from Literary Gladiators, and today I'm here with the second part of my 7th visit to Second Time Books in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. In this video, I'm going to talk about everything I acquired while I was inside. I'll leave a link down below to what I acquired on my 7th visit while I was outside. These books were of good price and good value. It wasn't $8 to stuff a box, but I got them into 2 bags. And we're going to start with the 2 books that I acquired right in the front. Here is the complete novels of James Joyce, which this was a grab. I got this for $11.95, and it includes all of the stories in Dubliners, a portrait of the artist as a young man, Ulysses, which means I don't have to buy The Mammoth of Ulysses at this point. I have it right in here. Ulysses probably is going to take up a lot of space. In fact, it does. It takes up roughly 650 pages. And then Finnegan's Wake is in here as well. But this is my complete go-to as far as James Joyce is concerned. The next one that I acquired is the collected works of F. Scott Fitzgerald, which includes each of his novels, This Side of Paradise, The Beautiful and Damned, The Great Gatsby, Tender as the Night, and The Last Tycoon. And there's also a selected list, there's also selected short stories in here as well. They don't have The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, but there is a story called Gretchen's 40 Winks, and I can only wonder if it's about Gretchen from Betwixt the Books talking about presidents in her sleep. I can only imagine. John could possibly answer this question, but maybe it's something along the lines of muttering that Martin Van Buren is the 8th president. Or she wakes up in her sleep with her eyes wide open saying, "I'm not a crook." But I'll have to check it out anyway. I got 2 more books from the American President series, and this is the only way I would acquire them because of the price. I think these are books that I want to have, but I don't think that they are worth the full asking price. But I have the John Adams biography by John Patrick Diggins and John Quincy Adams by Robert V. Rimini. And if you watch the previous video, W.H. Brands did a biography for Woodrow Wilson and for the American President series. But I think these are both great additions to my collection. Next, I got John Adams' Party of One by James Grant. Here is another biography, another presidential biography to add to my collection. And this came out in 2005, so there will be some historical information and perspective to think about. My frontrunner for my first John Adams biography is probably going to be the David McCullough one, because it is so renowned, and I did enjoy the miniseries, but I want to read more biographies on particular presidents. I don't want to just limit myself to one. This is a biography on Sarah Childress Polk. This is Lady First, The World of First Lady Sarah Polk by Amy S. Greenberg. And this pertains to her relationship with her husband, James K. Polk, our nation's 11th president, and her role as First Lady within the presidency. And she lived until 1891. Even though Polk died a few months after his term ended in 1849, she outlived him another 42 years and was pretty productive with her life. Here is Chancellorsville by Stephen W. Sears. This was the greatest victory for the Confederate Army during the American Civil War, but it also proved to be the turning point because it was at this time that the Union really started to pick up ground. It was Lee and Stonewall Jackson's greatest efforts, but this was also the battle where Stonewall Jackson was shot by his own men, and he succumbed to the wounds that he acquired during this battle. Here's a collection of Lafcadio Hearn's short stories. I have read The Boy Who Drew Cats, and I really enjoyed that one. We've actually gone over it on our channel. And from what I see here, that's not in this collection, but plenty of other great short stories are. And I'm eager to check this out. And then I went and looked for some more science fiction. And I was subscribed to Analog Science Fiction and Fact, or in this case, Science Fact and Fiction. And I got 2 of the magazines. This is from January and February of 1961. And this is when it was only 50 cents. And it was monthly. Now they're releasing bi-monthly, but double the size. And then here are the 15th and 17th series book collections of the best from fantasy and science fiction. And this is a magazine that I'm still subscribed to because I really admire what they put out, and I like that the concentration is on introducing me to some great writers and works. And these include, both of them have works by Fritz Leiber. Isaac Asimov is in here. And I recognize Roger Zelazny, Samuel R. Delany, but I definitely want to make my way through these. Here is a collection of science fiction pieces. This is Strange Tomorrows. Here are some novelettes. This is 5 Unearthly Visions. And I also wanted to acquire works from L. Neil Smith because he too is a Prometheus Award winner. This is The Probability Brooch and Palace. I have to sort them out. I have to sort out all of the science fiction based off of series, because in that case, then I can get more into the series and keep an eye out for what it is I'm looking for as far as collecting those writers is concerned. And then I decided I wanted to get a paperback version of Robert R. McCammon's Mine. This is the only original piece of his. This doesn't include his comeback, much of which is him working with particular series. I got the hardcover version, but I wanted to get a paperback to include with the paperback versions that I have. Even though my version of Gone South is a trade paperback, I'm going to leave it at that because I'm quite satisfied. But it was quite something that I've been able to garner all of his works, including those that he stopped recognizing, because I think that he is an amazing writer. I think that what's most important is that Robert McCammon, it doesn't matter that he doesn't conform to a genre. What matters is that his works have substance to them. They have solid characters, solid story, and he does his best to be as authentic and original as possible. I know that Brandon was saying that he wanted to read Boy's Life, and I highly suggest that he read it, and I highly suggest that you read it, because Boy's Life has since become part of my list of top 10 books of all time for me. I got a novel called The Burning by Megha Majumdar, and this is a story of three characters crossing paths in a catastrophic contemporary India setting. And it tells the story of these people and what is taking place in their lives and how they're responding to the events at hand. This is a very, very valuable grab for me. The complete poems and plays of T.S. Eliot. Most of my reference to works of his that I've read, I've referred to my English books, the Norton Anthologies, which he appears in my anthology. He appears in a few of my anthologies, and Professor Hartman deems The Wasteland as the great work of literature. And the newest printing, this is probably the newest printing from 1982, so this definitely includes everything that I want as far as T.S. Eliot's concerned. I got the collected stories of Moasir Slyer. He is a Jewish Latin American writer. To be more specific, he's a Jewish writer from Brazil, and this is a collection of his short stories from his short story collections. And I'm really inclined to check these out. And this is another valuable grab. Hermann Hesse, Stories of 5 Decades. I am a huge enthusiast for Hermann Hesse's work, and I have his novels, I have his collection of fairy tales, and now I have this collection of short stories of his. Just when I thought I had it all as far as Hermann Hesse is concerned. In the antique section, they have quite a nice selection of books. It's $3 a book, and I think 3 for $7? Something of that nature. But this was quite an intriguing poetry collection. I've never heard of Alfred Kreinborg, but this is his collection called Mushrooms. And I was intrigued from what I saw. They are short, simple, but intriguing poems nevertheless. Definitely would be inclined to make my way through this. And then A World of Great Stories, edited by Hiram Hayden and John Kornos, and this is just a smorgasbord of a sampling of all of just a wonderful batch of short stories from across the globe. I wanted to incorporate some science into my trip, and so I got The First Chimpanzee, In Search of Human Origins, by John Gribben and Jeremy Sherfas. And this argues the fact that Darwin's research was not necessarily all that accurate, and that there's more to where we came to be. And then finally, I got At Home with Michael Chiarello. Michael Chiarello, I've seen him on quite a few cooking shows. He's been on the... I saw him on Top Chef Masters. I saw him on Iron Chef America. He did The Next Iron Chef, where he was vying to become an Iron Chef himself. And these are more casual recipes, but I think I would take his word for the good quality of what these have to offer. Like here's a seafood gazpacho cocktail with flavored popcorn, which may not be necessarily my thing, but I think that it would be something that people can enjoy. That's everything I acquired while I was at Second Time Books. I want to thank you for tuning into this video, and I myself have some more videos coming up. I do want to engage in some more reading. I have some cookbooks that I want to make my way through, cook some recipes, and then give you some reviews. And I hope you tune in to more of what we have to offer. Be sure to join us next time, and for now, keep reading.